That was quick. And there was a flyby that went by. There was a flyby right there. That was cool. That was cool there, guys. Appreciate that. That was really big. Holy crap, that was big. That was even cooler. Here's a very bright, enormous one. Headed this way with a flyby right behind it. Both objects, incredible. There was my flyby right there. That was a really nice flyby, that was. There was my flyby right behind him. It was an even brighter flyby. That was some bright one right there. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, guys. I appreciate that. That's pretty cool. There's a nice flyby. That was pretty cool. Large spear over on the east side, east coast. There's a serious flyby. That was a really nice flyby. There was a flyby right there. It's another jet crossing the wrong direction of the flight path, and I just had a flyby. There it goes. And it was a flyby right over the top of it. That was pretty cool. Here's a bird, big crane, and a flyby. You can't make that up. Well, nice flyby, guys. I appreciate that. That was very fast. That was cool. That was really close. I appreciate that. That was a pretty good one right there. It came straight out of the Gulf. There was a fast one right there. That was pretty cool. Yep. Well, that was was cool. Two objects just flew over at the same time. They didn't look that high either. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Well, there's a flyby straight down. That was quick. It just came down long enough to check things out. That was quick. That was fast. There went a flyby. That was quick. And another one. It was a flyby. Well, it was quick. It was very quick. There we go. And it didn't take long. There's a nice flyby. There he was. It didn't take long. Oh, another flyby. Wow, that was pretty cool. It's another very fast object right here. Into the south. There's a nice flyby. There's a nice flyby, thank you. There's another flyby. There's a really quick one. It's pretty cool. There's a flyby down here. There's my flyby. That was pretty cool. That was cool. That was cool. laser beam required. That was a flyby. That was a flyby. Big bright one coming this way. No, that was a big flyby there. There's a nice flyby right there.